Hello guys, what is up? My name is Dylan. Welcome to the Popcorn Podcast. This is episode number 109. Guys, we've got a little bit of a different one today. I think this is actually the first new guest of 2026.
Really?
I know, I'm as shocked as you are.
Oh my God, I'm flattered, guys.
Honestly, it's just been Mickey, Panwa and Clara for the past 2 months, but a very welcome one at that. Welcome, Kenzie.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Of course. It's always good to have on other fellow podcasters as well, but not just fellow podcaster. Kenzie, of course, is an actress.
Yeah.
She's an actor working in the industry, and that's kind of what we're going to actually kind of be going through in this episode, guys. Because Kenzie, me and you know each other sort of through the grapevine, through sort of Panwa, and we know each other through mutuals, and we've recently worked on a project together.
Yeah.
I, of course, thought, having Kenzie here for a conversation would be absolutely fantastic. And you've got quite a unique experience as an actor because you've, I want to say somewhat recently, but recently moved to London, and you're kind of
graduated drama school as well.
Exactly, yeah. Congrats, yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, Kenzie, if you've seen any of us kind of episodes, whenever we have new guests on, because we're sort of a bunch of movie nerds here, we like to take guests through a round of quickfire questions, just so we can kind of break the ice. The audience can get to know you a little bit better, what your kind of film tastes are, etc. So I'm just going to throw you straight into the deep end. And we're gonna go through these questions then.
Right, let's go.
Okay, so first up, Kenzie, what is your favorite film?
Little Miss Sunshine.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
What's a film that makes you laugh?
Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3.
It's great.
It's
great.
Such a good film. It's
great.
Hilarious.
It's brilliant. Would you say Toy Story 3 is the best of that trilogy?
They should have stopped
after 3.
Yeah,
I agree.
It was when they hold hands before they die.
Yeah.
And in the garbage.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Heartbreaking stuff. Have you heard much about the new one?
No, I haven't, but I'm worried. I'm a bit scared.
Yeah, I mean, it's got an interesting premise. I won't tell you what the premise is yet, just in case you don't want to know. But it's got an interesting premise. But yeah, I agree that they should have stopped after 3. What is a film that makes you cry?
La Vie en Rose. Have you seen?
Yeah.
Horrific. Are you joking? It's insane. After that film, because I'm notorious for crying after films.
I was gonna say, are you a crier?
I'm a sobber, lover, cry for 40 minutes post film, can talk about films and then start crying about them. I'm to that level. La Vie en Rose, nothing has hit me harder in my entire life.
Oh my gosh.
The life that Edith Piaf had, just...
I was gonna say, you just mentioned that you can talk about a film for 40 minutes and then start crying afterwards. I really hope, because we've never had anyone cry on this podcast. I wouldn't know what to do, guys.
Could you imagine first new guest, everyone? I'm sobbing.
So you're the thumbnail. Just bawling. What is a film you think is underrated?
Oh, this is such a good question.
Just any first one that comes to your mind, maybe.
Do you know what I'm gonna say? Under the Tuscan Sun.
I haven't seen it.
I'm not saying that it's a good movie buff film.
Yeah.
But it's a rom-com that nobody talks about. Early 2000s. There's people from Grey's Anatomy in it. It's really good. And people don't know it.
Yeah.
So it should be a classic, but it's not.
Shout out. What's a film that you think is overrated?
Right, I'm going to say it and you're going to hate me.
Piss some people
and
off.
we're
Come
going
on.
to have a fight.
No.
It's fine. One battle after another.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy it at all.
Okay, interesting.
I did, but I also just think I like it, the level of frustration of he can't remember the password and then he's running around but he can't remember it. And also at no point does he remember it. And that's what got me.
No.
I was waiting for him to fall and hit his head on a rock and be open sesame. But instead, he just never knows it.
I, of course, am a big fan of this film, so that's where we'll stop this conversation right now.
Really? I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Listen.
You're not the first person who said this to me. So,
I love, I'm going to butcher the director's name now.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yes, I love his work before. And everything about it should work, but there was something about the story that I just thought was I wanted a bit more.
Okay.
I wanted to see, he was called what was he called again? Firework Man or
Dynamite, Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Where's the rockets? I wanted a sequence where it was pew, 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 pew.
They had the rockets at the start of the film, though, no?
Yeah, but how sick would it have been if he bombed the nunnery,
True.
grabbed the daughter, shot Sean Penn in the head.
I don't know why he bombed the nunnery though.
Well, I just thought we have to get rid of that in general.
It just like takes a turn. It just bombs the nuns.
It just goes full beast mode. And it's just called One Big Battle.
One big bomb. Oh gosh. Kenzie, what is your favorite or one of your favorite performances in a film?
Oof. Jennifer Lawrence, Silver Lining Playbook is
Great
like
performance.
one of my favorite performances of all time, but also all of the performances in that film. Like that's really up there for me. I also just think, obviously, anything Meryl Streep's ever done ever. I watched Julie and Julia. She is fantastic as Julia Child. She's like amazing in that.
Would you say Meryl Streep is one of your favorite actresses? Because no one ever says Meryl Streep just because of how, she's just Meryl Streep,
and it's like, oh, Meryl gets nominated for everything. But if you actually watch Meryl Streep, like, Mamma Mia, the winner takes it all. It's like, she should have won an award for that alone. And it's like funny and it's like we joke about it, but it's like it is.
Oh, she's terrific.
She's just like amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, but her as Julia Child is like the most different that I've seen her because I'm not going to watch The Iron Lady. So like that's like nice to see her in a different thing.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
What is your favorite cinema to go to?
There's an Everyman in Glasgow, which is really nice. So I used to go there and that makes me feel like a bit like bougie. But if we're choosing Odeon Cineworld View, The View is so underrated. Any view ever. Cheapest seats, reclining chairs. I'm done. We're there.
I was going to say, did you know that we used to work at Everyman before? Did you know this?
No?
Yeah. So that's actually where me and Clara actually met. Was in Hampstead. But a guy called Mika, we used to work on. He was part of our team. He went to Glasgow to do. He went to uni in Glasgow to do geography, and but he got transferred to the Everyman in Glasgow. So small world. Yeah.
Do you know what? I bet you he was like.
He probably was.
The Everyman, they have to come in and they go.
Yeah.
So the film's about to start, guys. It's like shock horror. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Screen announcement, bro. Yeah.
No, literally. I bet you we've been in the same cinema at the same time and didn't even know. That's crazy.
Probably. There you go. What is a bad film that you love?
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Can't say I've ever seen it, but I will take it. I'll take your word for it.
You're in for like it's summer vibes. Blake Lively's in it. She's young. It's just fantastic.
I'll add it to the watch list. What is your biggest film ick or red flag?
Honestly, oh God, I don't know. Ick.
This can be anything. So like it can be like within the film itself, or it can be sort of cinema etiquette. It can be anything kind of.
Right, so my biggest film ick is like just like poorly written female characters.
Okay.
But I think that's because like I'll get sides and stuff through for auditions.
Yeah.
And I read it and I'm like, this was written by a misogynistic man. So it's like deep to like get into. But if I'm watching a film and then there's so much more, or if I leave a film and I go, that was a great female character and she could have done so much more and the actress could have done so much more with that arc. And if I feel that that's not been seen through, it like frustrates me.
Sure.
So I'd say that's
fair enough. Yeah. What is your biggest film green flag?
I love a film, like a good like popcorn film that's like not trying to be anything, not trying to like be too artsy, but also not shit.
Yeah.
Like something that is like that you can back it. That's actually such a good film, but like it's also fun and it's light and it's like everything that you need.
Yeah. Like it knows what it is and it does it very well.
Yeah.
And it's not trying to like, shove an agenda down your throat or anything like,
exactly.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I enjoy those.
Yeah. What is your favorite film score?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Done.
Can't go wrong. Horror or comedy?
Comedy.
Sci-fi or fantasy?
Sci-fi.
Blockbuster or indie?
I'm being a hypocrite already, but indie film. Okay. Yeah.
What's a film you wish you watched in the cinema?
Ooh, I think Before Sunrise. Love it. But also I would want to watch that film like the year that it came out in the cinema.
Yeah. Experience it with that audience. Yeah. Who's a director whose work that you want to watch more of?
David Lynch. I've not done enough of his stuff. And also I find that like I don't know. I just like need to get into it and I need to get on the David Lynch train. But
Yeah, it's a whole phase. I'm telling you right now.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And like I know I did Mulholland Drive and like I was like, I'll do everything else.
Yeah. Just haven't done it since. No.
I feel really bad.
No, it's okay. You will get there. We'll get there. If you were stuck on a desert island, Kenzie, what 4 films would you take with you?
Okay, I'm gonna go Hannah, Joe Wright, because I think that's good survival instincts.
Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hannah's a great film.
Yeah, it's really underrated. Yeah.
Do you know what? That should have been my underrated one. Do you know what? Let's start again. No. So Hannah, Mermaids, I love.
Okay.
So good. Little Miss Sunshine, because she's a classic. And honestly, we're doing Forrest Gump. We're doing the classic.
Can't go wrong.
It's a good chunk of time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, Kenzie, what is your favorite film of 2026 so far? And what is your most anticipated film for the rest of the year?
My favorite film of 2026 was Hamnet.
Okay.
Because it's just fantastic.
Yep.
And my most anticipated film for 2026. God, what is coming out that I'm excited to see?
Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh, done.
Because you mentioned Meryl, so I was like,
Meryl's in
there
it. Tucci's there as well.
Yeah.
The whole gang's there. We're done.
Everyone's back. There you go. Well, there you go, guys. That was Kenzie with Quickfire questions. How was that?
Great.
Good fun.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, Kenzie, guys, like I mentioned at the start of this episode, I'm very lucky to have Kenzie as a friend because also she's an up-and-coming actor who has... I think there's definitely a big story here with you because I mean I have other actor friends, but a lot of them are already based in London. But of course, you're not from London. You're not from London, and you went to drama school, which we'll sort of unpack. But I kind of wanted to start with sort of the big kind of why, I guess, in the first place. So like, what was your like earliest memory of wanting to act or perform? Do you remember this?
I don't know. I think it's so interesting to like look back on because I know that...
Oh, we're doing a full deep dive, guys. I'm just saying.
I know, we're getting right into it.
It's going to be like therapy.
I know. I'm going to be
Was this not on the brief, Kenzie?
I remember being a kid and watching... It's so like generic, but I remember being a kid and I went through a phase where I was like, I want to be Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And I watched that film just constantly, and I think that's when my mum, because like I know kids love it and stuff and like it is a thing, but my mum was like, this is like weird. Like I was just like, I'd watch it again and again and again and again, and like I think I just loved watching movies, and that was like a big thing for me and my family of like we would do family movie nights or we'd always watch a movie. Like I know like my parents showed me films when I was far too young to watch them. Like I was that kid in class who would be like, oh, you haven't seen Speed? And everyone was like, we're 10, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's crazy, guys. Like, you have to watch that. So I think because of that, I just had like this like plethora of knowledge and like we would speak about films a lot as well.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because then my sister as well, she went into film and media too. So like I think we were just raised in like a movie buff.
Yeah.
household.
Interesting.
And I think through that, I then was like, and it's interesting to talk about because I think we must have both watched them in different ways of I was watching it going like, that's really cool. How did these people do that? How did you do that performance? And then my sister obviously must have been watching it of being like, how did they shoot that shot?
Yeah.
Or how did they do this? But like, we just loved film.
Dream team.
Yeah.
Dream team.
I think that was really
Yeah.
it.
I don't mean to stop this part of the segment this abruptly, but since we are on the topic of you and your sister, I do actually want to sort of ask you. I think it's a good opportunity. But you guys have run a podcast together. Tell us a little bit about your podcast. We're like jumping back and forth, guys.
Like,
but there we go.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Sister Sunday.
Sister Sunday.
Get it on Spotify. Get it anywhere you listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
But no, me and my sister started a podcast, but it's more of a fun hobby thing.
Yeah.
Like we're just having a yap, and we also just think like I love listening to all kind of podcasts. I love listening to stuff where you can get like, I do love like actors podcasts and all of this stuff, and like where I can get my info. But also I think podcasts is such a nice thing of like sticking on the radio, having that on the house, listening to people chat and yap. So it's just me and Clark and we sit down, and it's the equivalent of, we have always said that we want our podcast to feel like you're FaceTiming your friend.
Yeah.
So like if you're feeling lonely or if you're like looking for a laugh or if you
Yeah.
just want something on in the background, maybe you're like hungover and hating life. If you want to have a giggle, like that's kind of what we're aiming to do.
No, definitely. And it is just one sister that you have, right?
Yeah, it's just us.
Yeah.
I've got step siblings.
Okay, cool.
But
you guys seem like you were super close growing up and have sort of retained that ever since. Like, there's been no major breakups or anything like that
no,
between
not
the
at
two.
all. But also we both moved Glasgow to London, so I think that was a big thing.
Yeah, which I want to get into in a second, but I also just sort of want to, going back to the whole sort of looking at acting from a young age, when was like the first time you felt like this was something you wanted to do professionally? I know there's like the whole idea of like being a kid and wanting, like dreaming big and wanting to be a star, but what was the point at which you were like, actually, I want to turn this into a career?
I did a lot of acting classes, I think, just because I had a lot of energy as a kid, and my mum was like,
go and
something. And that was mainly like musical theatre, which is what I did, and I really loved that art form. But I think we would do these classes, which was like acting through song, and you would like get a ballad and learn how to do all of that. And I would love like learning it as if it was a monologue, and I would like break it down and like something about like the characters like speaking, like that was really interesting for me. So I did these classes like all the way through high school, and then it got to the point where it was, you know, like, what do you want to do with your life? And I always said like, maybe I'll be an actress, or maybe I'll do this. But I actually applied for like English and journalism because I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, don't think like that. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, I guess I'll just do this. And like, this is what I'll be doing. And maybe I'll do reviews of whatever. And like, well, I'll do it that way. But my drama teacher at this like after school thing that I did said to me and was like, no, I really, really think that you should do it. And after that, I was like, okay, like maybe I will. So I applied for a foundations course because I thought, I'm not going to commit to the 3 years. I'm just going to commit to the 1 year. Applied, got in, got there, and went, like that's it. Deferred all of my other like offers. Was like, I'm going all or nothing. Like it's this, or I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
which was really interesting of like having that, and also like I had a bit of imposter syndrome there of like getting to drama school and feeling like I felt like everyone was already in that boat of ride or die. We're going to be actors, and I was like, what's the National Theatre?
Yeah.
I'm from Glasgow. What's this, you know? So it was like really nice to have that shift and like that mindset of like, we're doing this now, you know?
Interesting. So you essentially you took a leap of faith and just it basically kind of paid off, and then it was a huge sort of confidence boost. So sounds like it.
Yeah, I think so. And it's also really interesting of like, I think when it comes to acting, or like if you're interested in like a creative thing when you're younger, it's almost like it's all like intuition. Like I felt in my gut like I really like doing this, but I didn't know like my tip from my elbow. You know what I mean about it? So then when I got to drama school, having that realization of like, I was right. Like 5-year-old me who like used to like dance around the room in like a dress.
This is a thing.
She was correct. Like we are actually good at this. And that's like really, that's what'll hook you. Like the feeling of victory in that sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, but I guess like also being surrounded by people who kind of get it as well.
Yes.
I mean, I know that probably has its pros and cons as well. At the same time, you meet all sorts of characters.
Yeah.
But also just knowing that there are other people out there that kind of have that shared sort of love for the craft. I guess.
And I think like a massive thing in all creative things is when you're at high school or when you're a kid or when you're growing up and stuff, like people will be like, oh, loser, big losers. So then to like get into a space where it's like, oh, I think that's really cool too, and this is sick, and this is that. That is like a crazy dynamic.
I 100%. I do understand what you're saying. I'm not an actor myself, but like similar, and I'm not like necessarily super comparing the exact same experience, but like, I was also that kid in school who would like bring DVDs and on the last day because the teacher would let you watch a film on the last day before term. I like bought like a collection of like 20 DVDs, even though like we obviously there's no way we'd watch all 20 films, but just being that movie guy. And always had friends growing up, but like it wasn't until sort of after uni and whatnot where you really sort of found your people, got online, started talking about movies, and then everything kind of clicks into place. So definitely familiar with that kind of feeling as well. Speaking of drama school, though, you attended GSA.
Yeah,
Guilford
School of Acting.
That's right. Right. What made you choose to apply and then obviously, of course, get into GSA?
So I had heard GSA was a school, like as far as I had heard of it, I heard of it at my musical theatre school in Glasgow because they have like a great musical theatre course.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people who were older than me were like, I got into GSA or I got into this. And this was like the first time that I heard of like drama schools. So I assumed it was like a musical theatre school. But also, like, all honesty, GSA and then the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland were the only drama schools that I was like aware of. I just didn't really know that much about it. Like, I hadn't been exposed to it. I went to a school that was very academic focused. So they were like, we can tell you about how to get into St Andrews University, but we can't tell you anything else.
Yeah.
So those were the only two that I'd heard of. And then GSA had like a foundation course, which was a year just in acting. So like I just applied for that because it was the only other thing that I saw. And that's how I like stumbled across that. And then I got into the course and then I ended up getting into the BA like immediately after that whilst being on the course. And it just was made more of a matter of sense of like, yeah, I did the full like auditioning thing of like all these other drama schools and stuff. And I did have other offers, but I think I was already there. And also I was aware of how much of like, look, when I moved to Guilford from Glasgow, I thought Guilford was London. Like, I had no concept.
I'll tell you right now, like, most Londoners don't even know where Guilford is.
Guilford is Surrey. If you're going to GSA, you're going to Surrey. Like, just heads up.
Yeah.
But I genuinely, like, didn't know anything. And I was just turned 18 and, like, went. So I think I was also aware of, and I think my mum as well was a bit like, let's stay in Surrey. Which I think, thank God.
Yeah.
Because if I went to one of them in London. I think there's lots of distractions in the city, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. It is. Yeah, it is. It is in Surrey, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just down south. So your first impressions of drama school, how intense is drama school compared to what people usually imagine?
I loved drama school. Like, I really had such a good time. And I think when people say, like, oh, it's so intense, and this is all just my personal opinion, like, this is backed by nothing. I had the great time at drama school, and I think the reason why people find drama school so intense is because I think once you, like, leave drama school and you get out into the industry, it's almost like that's when the smoke and mirrors of the industry is being revealed to you.
Yeah.
Like, when you're out of drama school and you've got self-tapes, but then you're going to your everyday job and then you're getting sides and it's like you're in your living room and you need to chew gum for a chewing gum advert and then turn into a sloth. Like, that's when, like, it is the reality. That's when, like, the smoke and mirrors is revealed.
Yes.
So then you look back, it's the reflection of drama school that you go, oh my God, drama school was so intense.
Yeah.
But it's not. It was actually like this gorgeous, like, pocket of time where you have all of these actors and we aren't in a space where we're exposed to, like, the clowning and, like, tomfoolery aspect that is acting. Instead, we're in a space which is, like...
That's completely sort of advocated and complete, like, got some freedom and creativity.
And it's like you are completely in this bubble where we're all going... oh gosh, sorry.
That's all right.
Bad etiquette. We're all in this bubble and we're all going like, no, I am a Greek god whose child was murdered and it's 9 a.m. and I am sobbing over this.
Yeah. Which
you look back and you go, that's really intense. But I argue that I'm like, no, that's
what you want to be doing.
Sick.
Yeah, that's what you want to be doing.
So
yeah.
Cool.
Well, I guess genuinely just from kind of hearing the way you've sort of spoken about that, it is very much kind of a mindset thing on and like how much you love being, like how much you love the art of acting, I guess, as well. Because it is like, there's the idea of like, oh, I want to be an actor and, you know, I want to do X, Y, and Z. But there's also like fundamentally the art of actually genuinely enjoying performing and creating these characters, I guess. And I think that's kind of what separates good and great actors, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A drama school is just a big rehearsal room. And it never goes to previews.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's just like fun the entire time. Yeah.
And you've made a lot of friends out of drama school as well?
Yeah. Great time.
Yeah. What would you say from your experiences at GSA, what was like the biggest thing you kind of learned from that experience, I wouldn't say?
Being at GSA?
Yeah.
Or
Or maybe also, was there any point during your experience where you actually doubted yourself and you thought like, maybe this actually isn't for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was like when you go to drama school and when you do acting in general, it's a lot of, you're constantly waiting for someone to go, you know, everyone can sit and say like, I do this for love and I don't do this for approval. But at the same time, like the role of the actor is like, I need to get approved to get the audition, and then I'm approved by the casting director, and then I'm approved by the director, and then I'm in the piece, you know? So it's like, that's a constant stage. And then when you're at drama school, because you feel like imposter syndrome is a huge thing, because, well, at least for me, I felt like, I just like to muck about sometimes, and like, I don't know if I can do this as a real career, and this is really overwhelming. So I think my biggest takeaway from drama school, when I really started doing well in drama school, was like when I had a moment of like, hang on, like regardless of what happens, you're graduating and you're leaving this like with a piece of paper that said that you went and said you have a degree in it.
Yeah.
So once you kind of accept that, and I think that goes the same way for all like acting, is like whether you're working or whether you're not working, kind of that fake it till you make it, but also like believe in yourself aspect was what my biggest takeaway of like, if you do the thing, if you work at it, you are it.
Yeah.
There's no difference of like what it says on your CV or what it says on
100%,
your grave.
100%.
You know?
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, you have shown progression. There is, you actually have moved forward,
and you've got
way,
nothing to prove.
Yes,
like you are what you set out to do, and you don't have to prove it otherwise to any other people. And that's like the toughest thing, I think, is like I'll have moments and days and stuff where I'm like, I'm a fraud and I'm a failure, and then I'll have like the next day and I'll be like, I know exactly what.
Yeah, hang on, I got this shit.
I've got this locked down, you know?
Yeah. My kind of final question about drama school, I do have to ask, because I have spoken to other actors and whatnot, and they do talk about drama school, like some crazy stuff at drama school. But I wanted to ask you, what is the weirdest exercise that you had to do at drama school? Because I've heard some crazy ones, but...
Good question. Oh, okay. So in voice class...
Yeah.
Where it's like you learn how to like you're warming up your voice and like you're doing all this stuff, which is great for like accents, or like, I don't know if you've seen like Matthew McConaughey when he was on Wolf of Wall Street, and he was doing the like whoa,
of course.
Yeah. That how that was a vocal exercise that he knew, and like voice is a lot of that, like it's a lot of AAM and you're making all of these noises.
Yeah.
Which is great, but we had to do this exercise where it was like, take a monologue, and everyone like prepped this monologue, and it was like all super serious, and then the teacher was like, now I want you to read that monologue but just the vowels. I died. Like there is something about like seeing people being like, oh, I have like Hamnets to be or not to be, and like they read it out, but it's like ooh ah ee ah mimo pooba, and I was like crying laughing. The teacher had to tell me to leave the room. Like it was like a full thing, because everyone was really getting into it, and you had to like act it out with the same bravado.
Yeah,
but we were literally just making baby noises, and it sent me over the edge.
I don't know how that doesn't send everyone over the edge though, because it's like,
honestly, right? Like I was looking around and everyone was like
just like locked in. Yeah.
Ooh, ah, ee, ah. And I was like, we have to take a break, guys.
Yeah. Can I ask, when a teacher gives you a task like that, what is it exactly that they're trying to get out of you guys? What do you think they're trying to...
I don't know.
Because I'm not just like, interesting.
There's a lot of stuff in that though, in like acting. It's like, and then I did this. And then if someone looks back and you go, well, why did you do that? I'm like, I don't know. But maybe it'll help in something. I think it's probably something to do with resonance or like emphasis of words. But for me, that one I took with a pinch of salt. Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, for some people, it was like the sort of the pronunciation and the resonance of words. For other people, it was like just trying to keep it together and stay.
Probably. And if it was a keep it together thing, I failed. Like I'm out.
Kenzie, I want to actually kind of, so since graduating from GSA, life as an actor in London, this might sound like an obvious question, but why do you think so many actors end up in London?
I think, well, my logic of it was like, you want to be in the room where it happens, you know? Like, you want to be where it is at and where it's happening, and like that kind of is London. You really don't need to live in London. Like, if you're signed with an agency, or like if you have connections, or like if you know, whatever, you can still, because everything's remote now, everything's self-tape. So that isn't something that you have to do. But like, I knew for me personally of like life experience, and also I think that there is something about like being in London and then ending up in a creative space, like if it's like an open mic night for poetry or like something, and then you're sat and you don't know who you're sat next to, and then it's like, oh, suddenly it's so and so who knows so and so who knows so and so. I think it's like great to like build that kind of network, but I also think that it's not an essential thing.
Sure.
You know, just like in today's day and age with self tapes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because obviously so much of auditions now is self tapes, and it is that remote sort of working. But yes, I guess what you're trying to say is like the proximity of being around that network is also beneficial, but not exactly essential.
And also just like the theatre here, man.
Yeah. What the West End,
Oh my God, next level. Like you're not getting that anywhere else. And like the exposure to that is crazy.
Yeah.
It's just 10/10.
Since moving to London, how do you feel like the community amongst other actors is? Do you feel like it's...
What do you mean?
As you're sort of going on like getting by on a day-to-day basis, is there a community of actors, or like in London, is there, I don't know if you're like, this sounds like a very sort of simple thing to say, but like it's like Facebook group chats, or like what is it about? Is there a kind of space for actors based in London where there is that shared community, I guess? Or is it like everyone is kind of on their own sort of separate journeys?
I think that there definitely is in some sense. Like I live in a house full of Scottish actors, you know, but like I think that's also just because we're Celts and we'll cling on to each other for dear life. So I think there's that, and then also it's like I think so, but I think it's more in that's down to the person. So like if you want to be social and like ask about people and like create a group, or like have people around for play read nights, or like whatever you can do, like you will do that. But if you want to be more of like a secluded actor and you view of it differently, then you won't, you know. I think it's like depends person to person or vibe to vibe.
Yeah, of course. So because you mentioned that you live with other Scottish actors, how important was that for you in this kind of experience? Like, do you feel like it's helped you massively being around other actors, or do you feel like it's kind of like, it's a nice, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it would be so tough of like, especially because I'm a big believer in like, I know what I don't know. Yeah. So like, even speaking just now in my head, I'm like, well, I don't know. But being like, because I've just graduated, and then like the girls that I live with, they've gone to different drama schools and have gotten like a different plethora of knowledge and have like graduated at different times, so they've been in the game a bit longer. So like setting up self-tapes or like knowing, and I think like listening to that jargon and it's like was really beneficial. And also just like self-taping is fun for the person who's behind the camera. Like it's no, for the person in front of the camera, it's not fun for the people who are like behind. So like I couldn't imagine, like I've got one housemate who works in marketing, and like if I have a self-tape and like none of the other actor girls are around, I'll be like, please, and I really am like, I'm so sorry, like I know this must be so painful for you, but but it's great to be with like other actors, and that's enjoyable because I know like if I don't have a tape that week but my housemate does, I'm like, great, that's another opportunity for me to like play and act, and it's fun and it's no pressure. I'm not taping. I'm just being like Billy, the side character behind the camera, you know?
Yeah, it is fun. I've helped a couple of people out with self-tapes, and it is like, you know, you will spend like 3-4 hours basically recording like a 5-minute scene or something like that. Yeah. But there are super enjoyable aspects to it as well. Like you have a laugh, and like, you know, it's good fun. Have you been in a situation where you have auditioned for something and people you know have also auditioned for the same thing?
Yeah. A lot. Well, because we're all Scottish actors, we're all young girls. Like a lot of the time, if there's a Scottish call out, then I think the biggest issue with that is like people worrying, because I know that people have asked me and they're like, oh, isn't that like competitive or whatever if you're like both reading for the same parts? And like, I'm really lucky in that I'll only ever surround myself with people who see that as a positive thing.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm a big believer in like, I think that there's room for everyone in this industry. Like if I get a part and I know that someone's a similar casting type to me, I'll message and I'll be like, have you gotten this script through? Like, what do you think? Because it's no mean feat. Like it's either, regardless of whether I'm open and I share that information with people, it does not affect whether I get the part or not. Sure. At the end of the day, it's either going to be me or it's not going to be me. Yeah. Like it doesn't matter if I'm like chatting to,
I really respect that. Yeah.
people about the scene that we both share. It's either going to be them or it's going to be me regardless, or it's going to be like Sarah who lives down the road. Yeah. You know, it's just, I don't think that it has to be this.
Yeah, because there is definitely like, as with any industry, there is that toxic trait of like people sort of being super like competitive to the point where like it is unhealthy to be that competitive
Yeah.
and just sort of all in it for themselves and whatnot. But yeah, like 100%, like what you're saying is like, it actually has zero effect. Like you're either going to get the part or you're not going to get the point. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. And it's also like sometimes if I listen to people who are like bigger in the industry and they have friends in the industry,
Yeah,
their friends who they have in the industry who they've had for a long time, they've had because of that open communication.
exactly. Yeah.
Like I'm just,
Yeah,
teamwork.
exactly. What is the strangest audition you've ever done?
That's a really good question. I think ads in general, they are never going to be normal. Like an advert is always going to be like, and then you spray yourself with the perfume and transport it to Italy, you know? And it's like, but I love that. But I also think ads you kind of end up viewing as like something very separate of it's like, great, it's an advert. I'll like map out the amount of time that it takes me to do that. And I'll be like, right, we're like 3 takes and we're out. If it's a self-tape, I had one recently for like a fantasy series. And that was really...
You're not allowed to tell us what the fantasy series is.
No, I can't. Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
I tried, guys. It's worth it.
Well, I can if I don't get it, which is likely.
Yeah.
So I had one for a fantasy series, and that was so strange because taping and like knowing your lines, but also having to like fully convince people as you're literally talking gibberish, but you don't have the full episode or like you don't have the full
The wider
consensus.
context.
Yeah,
The
so
context,
instead you're like saying some sort of like the key to get the Vashavashub is like you must take the shovel up and the prope and like put it all together.
Yeah.
And it's like convincing yourself as you're saying that you know what it is, but you don't know what it is because it's an NDA and like you can't know that information is like the wildest experience for a self-tape because you do kind of have a moment of like,
what are
we doing?
Yeah.
It is funny. You have to laugh.
You do. Would you say that how much of the job do you reckon is talent versus persistence?
Love this question. Okay, so I think it's tough because I think persistence, I've had a lot of people who have like come to speak to us whilst I was at drama school about acting, and like there is this thing of if you are persistent with it, like your pool is getting smaller, like statistically. If you're an older actor and you're further like down the line in like age, your pool's smaller because people have dropped off because they want to have family and kids and like they don't want to be doing the hustle or like whatever that is. And that's completely fine. So like I think persistence does play a key into that. But I also think when it comes to talent, I believe in talent, but I'm a big believer in that talent only gets you so far. And if that's something that you're relying on solely, you are going to have a high opportunity of like burning out or crashing down faster. Whereas if you're persistent and you're constantly looking to like improve, then I don't see how that isn't going to pay off for you. Like, but that's just my personal take.
Yeah. I mean, it is something people say, but like...
I'm just a believer in the hustle.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
Is like... Listen, like, I'm not self-aware enough and I don't know people who are to know if I'm talented or not.
Yeah.
Like, you could genuinely be terrible. Like, there could be a day where, like, I book something and then I'm sat at this premiere and I'm watching it and I go, oh my God, why didn't anyone tell me I was awful at this?
Yeah.
You know? But I'm just a big believer, regardless in, like, everything in life of, like, I will hustle.
Do you enjoy the hustle?
I live for the hustle.
Good.
Like, I actually think it's a bit toxic, like, to the level that I live for the hustle.
Oh, 100%. You know? Yeah. But this is the thing. This is kind of what I'm hearing from you is like the process of a lot of people talk about it like, oh my God, I got to do this. I got to do this. But it is like flipping that mindset and sort of thinking like, oh my God, I get to do these things. I get to do these things. I get to act. Crazy. I get to perform. So yeah, that element of genuinely enjoying and loving it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, maybe it is like something you need to reconsider. I don't know. Yeah. But also like, you know, people fall in and out of love of art all the time as well. So
absolutely. It's going to ebb and flow.
Yeah. I actually I wanted to end this on the sort of light, on a nicer sort of Kenzie, not to say the conversation hasn't been nice, but I was going to ask straight up, what is like your dream role? Like what is like, who's a director you want to work for, a film that you kind of see yourself in or anything?
I love all of Joe Wright's
Yeah.
work, like that's like my shit. Like
Sure.
if it's a Joe Wright film, I'm there, I'm sat, I'll watch it 150 times over. And then if it's a dream role, anything Jennifer Lawrence has touched ever, like
Okay.
with a barge foot pole,
Yeah.
I'm down. Like crazy. Like I saw Die My Love recently.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so
She's
good.
it's a crazy film, like really crazy, and so like
Yeah.
she's such she gives such like a primal performance, if that makes sense. Like so.
Yeah, I think she's just really. I think she's just really raw and like really leads with like real emotions and
Yeah.
real feelings. And like I've seen her talk about that before because she said like sometimes she like didn't go to drama school and like just like audition from this and this. So I think she's a really instinctual actor.
100%, yeah.
And I think that's like so amazing to watch. So that's really aspirational. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I because I saw it at the premiere at the London Film Festival, and she came out and she
Brilliant.
spoke about.
Oh my God, what did she say?
Well, she spoke about, because obviously the film is about like postpartum depression.
Oh yeah.
And she obviously recently had a child, and she was talking about how she used that experience to essentially like almost offload in this role. So no, I just think it's super interesting. And I was actually good note to sort of ask you is like, how much of your actual experiences do you put into your performances or your audition? Or is it the idea of like, actually I want to like have that separation and create something completely different from what I'm doing?
I think you get a lot of, every time I get a tape you get like a character brief.
Yeah.
And then most of the times where I get a tape where I'm like, oh yeah, like I really feel like I can do this. I really feel like this will be good. This is in my wheelhouse. A lot of the time is because the character brief like just happens to be similar to me or happens to have experienced something that I've experienced.
Yeah.
So that's not to say that you have to have had these experiences and able to like portray that role, because your job is to act, which is essentially to like lie or mime or whatever. So it's not to say that you can't, but I do definitely think that like it's less work for me to do. Like it's less of a reach for me to get to those emotional stakes if I've experienced those emotional stakes before.
Yeah.
Because like I know what that thought process is going to be. Whereas if it's like, you've shot your husband, I've never shot my husband because I'm not married yet. You know? So it's like, how am I gonna get to there? You know?
Yeah.
So it's like that takes more of my work behind the scenes to go, right, what will that be like? What am I thinking? How do I get there? Why? Like, what thoughts are brought up?
Yeah, and I assume it's more fun.
To do something
They're
that...
completely different.
Completely different. Yes, but it's also scarier.
Okay.
So like, I need to take a lot more risks as an actor because I'm going, I need to get to this motion and I don't know what's going to happen when I get there and I don't know how it's going to go. Whereas if I'm like, this is something I've experienced before, it's like it feels like you're walking down, you know, the directions.
Yeah, gotcha. Amazing.
That's my best way to describe it.
Yeah, fantastic, amazing. Well, thank you so much, Kenzie. That was fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
Before I let you go, though, I have got like a quick game, actually.
Go.
This one is called I just sort of kind of come up with this somewhat on the spot. But this one is called Actor Reality Check. So essentially, I'm gonna give you, I think I've got like 12 or 10 statements.
Okay.
And you're just basically gonna tell me if in your experience, in your opinion, whether you reckon this is true or false, fact or fiction, essentially. Okay?
Okay, preface. My opinion is based off of nothing. Like anything that I say, I'm not saying it's correct.
Okay.
Like this is just what I think.
Okay.
Cool.
You ready? Actor reality check. Okay. So true or false, Kenzie? Nepotism plays a bigger role in casting than talent.
Oh, I plead the fifth.
So you tripped off the first statement.
Yeah, guys, let's just get this over with.
Okay. Many actors book roles because they look right rather than because of their performance.
I'm going true.
Okay. Social media following can influence casting decisions.
False. I think if you're right for the role, you're right for the role.
Being attractive gives actors a significant advantage in the industry.
False.
Certain accents or backgrounds make it harder to get cast in UK productions.
What do you mean?
Let's say you have an accent. I'm not, by the way, speaking specifically to you. I'm speaking in general. Say you have an accent or you come from a completely different background. Do you think there is a level of bias when it comes to casting directors that make them either for or against certain types of actors, if that makes sense.
I'm going to go with false because I think it's more, sometimes I think it works in my stead of like, accent is like the cherry on top of acting. But like if I do a performance and it's in an English accent, like, and then the other person who's doing performance is English and is doing an English accent, people come up to me at the end and go, your accent work. And I'm like, we did the exact same thing. I just put on a funny voice. So I think like it actually works in your favor.
Yeah.
People think you work harder if you put an accent on.
Interesting.
You know?
There you go. Agents sometimes prioritize their most successful clients over newer ones.
I don't think I know enough about agency work to know.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. Actors regularly get asked to work for free in their early careers.
True. But also do that.
Yeah.
Like a
Get
lot
the
of
experience.
some of this, everything that I've got on my spotlight already, like the extra bits that I've like collated other than like my drama school productions is me working for free. But that's just the same in everything of like, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
Like I can't sit there and be like, yeah, pay me a big check for something that I know nothing about, you know?
100%. Getting an agent solves most of an actor's problems.
False.
Okay.
You can be, I know people who have like signed with an agency and they think that it's like, this is them and they don't have to worry about anything ever again. And then they just don't hear from their agent for months. Like I think the biggest thing is get an agent where you've got a great relationship.
Gotcha. Drama schools are more about connections than they are about training.
False.
Okay.
They're about training, but you'll get connections on the way. Because at the end of the day, it's a group of young kids all put in one room, you know?
Moving to London significantly increases your chances of working.
False, because I've yet to work. I've yet to do it.
Most auditions last less than 5 minutes.
False, because it's a self-tape, so you don't know. Probably like 3 seconds. I imagine casting directors are like, click. Nope.
Yep.
You know?
And finally, Kenzie, actors constantly analyze performances when they watch films or TV.
True. Okay. I do that, but I do it because I love it. Like
Yeah.
I'll watch it and I'll be like, oh, what are they doing there and what are they doing that? And then that's why I love like sometimes a shitty film because I don't have to do that.
Yeah. Just switch off.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. That was a reality check for all you actors out there, all you aspiring actors. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kenzie, for joining me on the couch for this. This was super fascinating. I learned a lot from this. So I hope you had an somewhat enjoyable time doing it.
Oh my God, I had the best time. Honestly, it's great.
And of course, guys, all of Kenzie's respective links will be down in the description box. Do go over and check out some of our stuff. We'd love to also welcome you back at some point. That would be fantastic. Do a little podcast collaboration. Who knows? Maybe in the future. Yeah.
No, that would be great. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much again, Kenzie. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll catch you very soon in the next episode of the Popcorn Podcast. Cheers.